right. Hello, everyone. Over the holiday weekend, President Trump delivered two defining, unifying, and patriotic speeches which drew widespread praise by those who cherish our values, honor our history, and seek to advance policies that lift up all Americans. The president outlined a vision for the future. The president outlined a vision for stronger and safer communities. President Trump said, after all, what do we want? We want a strong military, great education, housing, low taxes, law and order. He went on to say, we want safety, we want equal justice, we want religious liberty, we want faith and family, and living in the great communities and happy communities and safe communities. And we want great jobs, and we want to be respected by the rest of the world, not taken advantage of by the rest of the world. He went on to say, we should all want the same thing. How can it be any different than those things? This message is now more important and more timely than ever. Radical left-wing mobs seek to tear down our monuments and our memorials. Everyone from George Washington to Abraham Lincoln to Frederick Douglass and even Gandhi. Misguided movements such as defund the police seek to leave our communities more vulnerable than ever. Case in point, this weekend alone. In New York, there were 44 shootings with 11 killed. In Chicago, 75 people were shot with 13 killed. And tragically, at least 5 of these individuals were children who were killed in cities across the country, an absolutely devastating loss, and we grieve for those families. Crime such as this is dark and it is divisive. This July 4th, the president said, our movement is based on lifting all citizens to reach their fullest God-given potential. Never forget, we are one family and one nation. We will teach our children to cherish and adore their country so they can build its future. This vision is not a culture war, as the media seeks to falsely proclaim. It's an embrace of our American family, our values, our freedom, and our future. And with that, I'll take questions.
Let me ask you about some of the president's comments this weekend. The president said that 99% of coronavirus cases are totally harmless. Which members of the White House Coronavirus Task Force agree with that statement?
So what the president was pointing to, and I'm glad you brought it up, was a factual statement, one that is rooted in science, and one that was pointing out the fact that mortality in this country is very low. And I have two charts that we'll pull up to illustrate that. The first chart is the case fatality rate in the United States. And as you can see, the mortality rate has gone like this, the case fatality rate. And also in the second chart, you'll see, hopefully they have it up behind me, but the case fatality rate in this country vis-a-vis other European countries is much lower than, let's say, France and Italy. And what that speaks to is the great work of this administration with therapeutics and remdesivir and dexamethasone, and that's what the president was pointing out.
So I want to get back to just to follow up quickly, though. So if you don't die, is it not harmless?
The president was noting the fact that the vast majority of Americans who contract coronavirus will come out on the other side of this. Of course, he takes this very seriously. Of course, no one wants to see anyone in this country contract COVID, which is why the administration has fought hard to make sure that's not the case with our historic response effort.